You are replaceable. Don't ever think you are not. You are replaceable in this world. At some point in your career, there's now somebody coming up who can do your job for less money. They're going to replace you. Stop complaining. Stop blaming the world and look at yourself and look at how you are responsible to some degree for what happens to you. It's a life skill you have to develop is it's not personal. You have to keep repeating yourself. It's not personal. It's not about me. Over and over and over again. Their whole game is drama. They are trying to play on your emotions to get you upset and then getting you insecure and doubting yourself up and down. They're trying to constantly manipulate you. If they can push your buttons and control you that way, then they're the ones that have power. Right? So manipulative, narcissistic people are always creating drama around themselves. And you're going to be caught up in it, right? And so the main thing you have to do is not react. You can say something in response, but inwardly you are not reacting. You are cool, you are calm, you're saying, it's not personal, it's not about me, it's about them, right? I am not going to react. If you can do that and you can create some distance, then you can deal with people like that, right? The problem is they like to push your buttons. They like to make you upset and emotional. And when you don't react, it can also make them even try doubly hard to push your buttons. But the power lies within you. I want to tell you, you can either give them the power to keep pushing your buttons and creating the drama, or you can have the power and withdraw and be strong within yourself. And when you do that, when you tell yourself it's not about me, it's not personal, it's their issue, it's their problem, I'm not going to get caught up in the drama, it is a wonderful feeling. When you defeat a manipulative person like that in your head, more power can you have. It's a great feeling. You've overcome some of the worst in human nature and you're able to save yourself. It's a great feeling, and I want you to have that feeling by developing the skill of keeping some distance from these people that are trying to not create any distance between you and them. When you're in the business world or when you're in the work world, you have to have some control over your emotions, right? So things like revenge, things like rubbing their nose in it, things like humiliating them to get back at them, get out of that space. That's a bad space to be in. That's a negative space that's going to bring you down. That's not a position of power. You are not after revenge. You are after control and power over your own life, over your own destiny. You know, becoming successful is the best revenge of all. So get out of the mindset that you want to get back at this awful person, because what that means is they're controlling you. They've gotten inside you and they're playing so much in your emotions. That means they have power over you. If you have power, you can go, I don't give about this person, right? I have my own life. They're not going to get rid of my dreams and my hopes for the future. I'm still going to make something of myself. I'm not going to get caught up in trying to get back at them or get revenge or beat them or defeat them. You're defeating them is not getting enmeshed in their dramas. There are a lot of passive-aggressive people out there, and a lot of these grand manipulators are very good at that game. They say something that at first appearance doesn't seem so bad, but when you go home, you go, well, I don't know, that makes me feel kind of bad about myself. So a lot of these people are very skilled at making you feel bad, and you're not quite sure if they meant it or what's going on in life. And the ability to see through that and to see through their game and to see they're being very subtle about it gives you power, because you're not going to react. The ability to see through people, to recognize that they're manipulating, to recognize how they're manipulating you, is victory enough. Because not knowing what's going on, not being aware of what they're doing to you, not knowing that you're the one being manipulated by this person, makes you completely powerless. Your awareness of their game is power in itself. It's a great power to have. What's happening in the world today is, particularly now with AI, but what's happening before AI, is you are replaceable. Don't ever think you are not. You are replaceable in this world, right? At some point in your career, maybe as you approach the age of 30, there's now somebody coming up, 23, 24, 25, who can do your job for less money, who won't complain as much, who doesn't feel entitled to anything. You're gone. They're going to replace you, right? You have to have the skill set, the position somewhere where you cannot be replaced. If there is only one you, if you're the only one that can really do this, if you're so original, if you're unique, you can't be replaced. People depend on you. You don't depend on them for your job. They depend on you, because if they fire you, if they get rid of you, who else are they going to get? They might be able to get somebody who could learn what you do, but it will take years to do that. You've made it so that you cannot be fired or replaced. That is the ultimate position of power, where anybody in any corner of the world can get valuable advice, legal advice online that is better than what even a good, experienced lawyer can give you for free. And you can take that advice and you can write a contract, you can go to court with it, you can operational, you can work with it. Forget it, law schools are going to be decimated by this, right? But making yourself irreplaceable, creating dependence for 2026, 2027, that's the most important law by far. It's not possible, then we all just have to give up. I mean, we all have to just resign ourselves to these machines that are going to be running our life. It's what I get back to what I said in the beginning. It's up to you. It's up to your attitude. Are you somebody who takes action, who's active, or are you someone who's whiny and passive? So the technology alters the game, no doubt, but the game is still the game of power. It makes it more difficult. It makes it a little bit this way or a little bit that way, but the game is still power, and you have to be tough, and the laws won't change. So you're going to be working in most of your jobs with other people. There'll be AI there, but AI doesn't have an ego, okay? But in your company that used to be 100, now there's only 10 because of AI. You're going to have politics, you're going to have egos, you're going to have bosses. Never outshine the master will be an essential law now, and it'll be essential law 1,000 years from now, as long as you have to work with other people, and other people have egos, and they will have egos for as long as we humans are alive on this planet. Some professions are going to be wiped out, and they're going to be completely useless and redundant, So are you young enough where you can recover? You're going to have to find another career, right? And you're going to have to find another skill set. Well, that's good. The earlier you realize that, the better. And if you're younger, then you have to go, there's no more jobs here in this field, right? I'm going to have to find something else. What are the fields that I'm suited for, that fit into my character, my personality, where I can take some of the things I've learned and apply them and go on to a higher level? When you were born, this was what I talked about in Mastery. We can say something very simple and obvious that are facts. Number one, your DNA is unique. No, there's never been the same combination in DNA for you going all the way back into the past and going all the way into the future. It's mathematically impossible. So genetically, you are unique. Second of all, your two parents, they were genetically unique, and their combination together has had an effect on you that will not be the same for anybody else. And then early on in your life, your experiences with your siblings, with your teachers, they're molding you, because when you're a child, you're very malleable and things are shaping you. And these experiences are shaping you in a way you're not aware of, but they're not like anybody else, right? Even twins are shaped somewhat differently in that sense. I want to impress on you, number one, that you were born as a unique individual. The metaphor that you could say is like a seed that was planted at your birth, and it's not like any other seed. And your task is to discover what that is. So there's the famous quote by Pindar that I use, become who you are by learning who you are. You have to learn who you actually are. You have to go back to that seed and figure out what it is about that makes you unique.
And the reason why I'm calling it discovering as opposed to inventing is that you may be not aware of it, but when you were 3, 4, 5 years old, you had an inclination towards things that was very primal, that was very much who you are as an individual, right? You were attracted to sports, to certain kind of physical activity. You were attracted to certain patterns that maybe turn into math or music. You were attracted to words like I was that will turn you into perhaps somebody who wants to write. You knew it when you were 3 or 4 years old. The problem is, now there are some people like a Tiger Woods or an Einstein or a Steve Jobs who knew that when they were 4 or 5 and they remember it for the rest of their lives. Most people aren't like that because we have no way of recollecting what we were like at that age. We've forgotten it all. And what happens is, as you get older and you enter the world, your teachers start telling you who you are. Your parents start telling you who you are. Your friends and your peers start saying, this is cool, this isn't what's cool, this is who you are. And you lose connection to that primal person that you are, that unique individual. And you go astray, you become like other people. Power in this world comes from being irreplaceable. If you are the one person in this planet who can do this particular thing, who can invent this particular bit of software or this particular business or this kind of book, then you have a niche that nobody else can take away from you. But if you become like other people, if you listen, you go, oh, my parents want me to go to law school. All right, I'll go to law school. You go to law school, and then you exit like the 8 million other minnows who've gone to the same school. How are you going to get ahead? How are you going to get power? Because you're just like everybody else, and you're replaceable. The process of life, the path, is going back in time and discovering who you are and discovering and uncovering your life's task. I think the key here, are you internally guided or externally guided? So if you're externally guided, what your main goal is to get attention, is to get people to look at you. It's also to listen to what other people are doing. This is what's popular on TikTok. I better get on and do the same thing, right? Fine, you can get some power, you can get some success in life, but you're going to not go very far because a million other people can do the same thing. It's also, sounds like a bit old-fashioned, I'm sorry to say, but you're calling your uniqueness is your soul. I mean, that's going back to a concept in ancient Greece where people were given what's called a daemon, which I talk about in my new book, like somebody that's guiding you, and it's connected to who you are as a unique individual, and it is your soul, okay? So when you start paying attention to what other people are doing, when you start looking at TikTok and going, God, I want to follow that person. That looks cool. I want to be a singer. I want to do it because of that. It's an external motivation. You're listening to what other people are doing. And the problem is you're killing your soul. You're becoming replaceable. And then, worst of all, you're dependent on other people. If they don't start giving you attention, you get depressed. You start freaking out. Well, I've got to try even harder to get attention. And you turn into an internet clown. You don't want to lose your soul, okay? It's very important. You don't want to become a soulless individual. You want to hold on to what makes you unique. So if you're internally motivated, stop being so externally motivated and find what's inside of you and what drives you and what you want, and stop paying so much attention to what other people are telling you. You can have a sense of what you want when you were young, a sense it's music. If it's sports, you can't really wait till you're 38, so that doesn't really apply. But in other fields, business, sciences, you try different sciences, you try different forms of business, nothing quite clicks, but you keep trying, you keep trying, you keep trying, you know your direction, you know the general drift of where you're headed, and you try different things, and then by the time you turn 32, 33, you've developed a lot of skill, a lot of discipline, a lot of patience. Something magnificent is going to happen with you. So there are different paths you can take to getting that kind of power and success, which I wish for everybody in your audience. There's not one path, but it has to be connected in some way to that life's task, or it'll never happen.